Marvin Lewis is a man who gives haircuts to the homeless. And all he asks in return, that they would pay his kindness forward. But one day, after 20 years of running his barbershop, a cop came in and served him with an eviction notice. You see, because of Marvin's kindness, he could not always afford to pay his rent. And now, he was being evicted without any notice because the new owner was on his way to take possession. Just as Marvin was about to walk out the door of a business that he had started from the ground up, a cultured man entered, and to Marvin's surprise, told him he could stay. "What do you mean, sir?" Marvin replied. The man introduced himself as Calvin, the new owner of the building, and told Martin not only could he stay, but it would be rent-free. Marvin inquired, "Sir, why would you do this for me?" Then Calvin replied with a smile, "It all started 20 years ago. I had tried to apply for an assistant position at a local business, but was turned away because of how I looked. In those days, my hair was long and unkempt. I haven't showered in weeks, and my clothes were ragged at best. You see, not too long before that, my house had burned down. I lost everything, including my car, my family, and my job. So, essentially, I was homeless after being turned down numerous times. Calvin happened upon a real estate company that was hiring, but when he arrived for the interview, the realtor started to ridicule Calvin because of how he looked and smelled. After telling the man his story, Calvin commented if he could only get this job, he would be the hardest worker he ever had. Finding some compassion, the realtor handed Calvin $20 and told him this will be a lesson in resourcefulness. If Calvin could get cleaned up, find suitable clothes, and make it back by the end of the day, they would hire him. Calvin replied, "But sir, a haircut alone would cost $20. As Calvin walked out the door, the realtor doubted he would ever return, much less succeed. But Calvin was determined to put his life back together and was not going to let this opportunity to slip by. He walked down the street a few blocks and spied a barbershop. After he entered and sat down in the barber's chair, Calvin explained to the man that was about to cut his hair that he had very little money to spend. The kind man's reply was, "I'm not worried about the money." A few minutes later, when the barber turned Calvin around to look in the mirror, Calvin stared and wondered at the face that he had not seen in a long time. But when Calvin got up and offered the barber his only $20, the man replied, "Keep it." Then Calvin proceeded to explain how grateful he was for the haircut because he had a job interview today. Upon hearing this news, the barber offered Calvin a towel and told him, "Go use the bathroom to clean yourself up." And he offered Calvin a suit coat to wear over his tattered and dirty clothes. Before leaving the shop, Calvin asked the barber, "What could I ever do to repay your kindness?" To which the man replied, "Just pay it forward and always remember the kindness that you send into the world will always come back to you." And from that day on, Calvin's life became better. He got that job at the real estate office. And after years of hard work, he became a realtor and eventually became a property investor. "So," concluded Calvin, "when I heard that you were having trouble paying your rent, I bought this building as a way to bring your kindness back to you. Because I would never be who I am today without your help. With gratefulness in his eyes, Martin replied, "Thank you so much, sir. I don't know how I'm ever going to repay you." Then Calvin smiled and responded, "Just never stop paying it forward." This story of kindness is based on numerous true accounts all over the country of caring men and women helping the homeless in this exact same way. And I hope by hearing this story, you will discover an area in your life where you can pay it forward to those in need right where you are today.